Next word, large bottle of wine. McQuaid's.
Flagon.
Back on song now, well done. A resort in southern Spain. McQuaid's the travel agent.
Malaga.
Yes. And finally, a German prisoner of war camp coming up. McQuaid's again.
Stalag.
Well done, absolutely right. So that's 180 now to the McQuaid's, 100 to the Wests. Father and oldest child only now. I'm 4 times older than my son, but in 20 years' time, I'll only be twice his age. How old is my son? McQuaid's.
10.
He is, absolutely right. I do admire people who can do that on the top of their head. I can see it when it's written down. Picture puzzle now. Look at this and tell me who is being revealed. The quicker you answer, the more you score, and your time starts now.
Margaret Thatcher.
Margaret Thatcher. It's not Tony Blair with those pointers, is it? Let's have a look. There she is, the Iron Lady herself. Question now for mums only. Perhaps your reading will come in here, Pauline. According to Pope's essay on criticism, what is a dangerous thing? Pauline?
A little knowledge?
A little...
Knowledge.
Learning. Close. A little learning. I think it was close enough to give it to you. A little learning is a dangerous thing. OK, all of you, listen to this.
Lawrence, always entertaining, batting for 35. 35 minutes, hit a 4 over the week. He was... Angus, for goodness sake, stop it.
I didn't know it was that coming out. It always finishes me off that. Who was talking? Who's trying to talk? Who was it? Press your buzzers if you know. Well, I'm very surprised. It was Johners. You're too late. Time ran out. We can tell you why they were laughing. This happened earlier.
He more or less tried to do the splits over it, and unfortunately the inner part of his thigh must have just removed the bail.
Just didn't quite get his leg over.
Anyhow,
Well, right, pull ourselves together. Come on we go. Excellent, excellent piece of commentary there from dear old, sadly missed Johners. Lovely man. Non-verbal reasoning now. Abstract figures. Have a look at this. The top row of shapes has one missing. Which lettered shape from the bottom row will fit the gap? And your time starts now. Wests.
A.
Let's see if you're right. Is it shape A? It is.
No.
Well done. You're about to see an appropriate anagram. Look at this and tell me which profession is it an appropriate anagram of? The Wests.
Surgeon.
That time doing crosswords, Pauline, was not wasted. It is surgeon. Well done. Question of logic for you now. Listen carefully. Bill and Ben were each carrying sacks. If Bill gave one of his sacks to Ben, then Ben would have twice as many as Bill. However, if Ben gave Bill one sack, they would each have the same number. Assuming neither gave up a sack, how many sacks are Bill and Ben each carrying? Wests.
1.
Sorry?
1.
No, not 1. Time for the McQuaids. Bill and... Yes?
2.
No, they weren't. Bill was carrying 5 and Ben was carrying 7. And please don't ask me to explain it. I was only reading it. It's time now for the Ask the Family round, in which we give each of you a chance to answer questions on a particular subject. We give the chance to choose the subject to the team which is behind, and at the moment that's the Wests, who have 180, to the McQuaids 200. So let's have a look at the choice of subjects for you to play in this particular game, in the news and pastimes. So have a chat amongst yourselves, West, and see which one you like the look of. And while the West family are choosing their topic, let me explain that each family member will get a question individually. So, West family, which of today's topics are you going for?
Could we have in the news, Alan?
You
please?
can have in the news with the greatest of pleasure. Here we are then, Michael. Here's your question. Who emulated Marilyn Monroe when she sang Happy Birthday to celebrate Prince Charles's 50th birthday?
Baby Spice.
It wasn't Baby Spice. It was Jerry Halliwell Ginger Spice. Never mind, Mum. Pauline, which cabinet minister resigned following revelations that he'd borrowed money from Geoffrey Robinson?
Peter Mandelson.
He did. Well done. Oldest child. This one for you, Adam. What's the name of Tony Blair's wife? And don't say Mrs. Blair. What's Mrs. Blair's Christian name? Have to hurry you up.
I don't know.
Cherie. And now for you, Alex, which English player was shown the red card in the World Cup finals in France?
David Beckham.
That's right. Whose other half is...
Flashback.
Yeah, you got the right spice on that one. Well done. Well done to you. OK, across to the McQuaids now. You get pastimes, McQuaid. So, Dad, this one's for you. Frank, if you're a campanologist, what's your hobby?
Bell ringing.
It is. Mum, Lucille, if you're a lepidopterist, what is your hobby?
I have no idea.
Collecting Lepidoptera? Butterfly collecting. OK. One for you now, Louise. If you're a philatelist, what's your hobby?
I haven't a clue.
You haven't a clue. Adam asked because he is one. It's stamp collecting. And one now for you, Jonathan. If you're an ornithologist, what's your hobby?
I don't know.
Bird watching. Not a good scoring round, that one. Never mind. See if you can do better on this one. The mystery object, photographed from an unusual angle, and it'll become more obvious as it expands. Have a look at this. What is it? McQuaid's.
Cactus.
Let's see if you're right, Jonathan. Looks pretty much like a cactus to me. Well done. Good for you. Question for dads only now. What's the highest number on a roulette wheel? For a quick 5 points, McQuaid's.
40.
It's not 40. No. Too late there, I think. Just too late. It's 36. Good sign that none of you know, isn't it? Okay. Look at this. Which one word can replace the question mark to form new words here? Three-letter word. West's getting in there for 5.
Is it D-E-S? But that's
Let's
not a word,
see
is
if
it?
you're right, Pauline. It isn't really a word, is it? It's a syllable. But you got it anyway for 5 points. Descent, deselect, desire, despair.
No, it's good.
It's a boy's name, a voice in my ear says. It's a diminutive
Oh, of
boy's
course.
name.
Sorry.
Des.
Yes, Des.
All right.
All right then.
We'll let them get away with that one just. OK, listen to this. What was it? West.
Sea line.
It was a sea lion. Well done, Adam.
Good man.
Good one. Now then, look at these 3 containers. If it started raining, which of them would take the longest to overflow? McQuaid's.
B.
Which one?
B.
B. It's not B. Chance for points for the Wests. Yes.
A.
A. Let's see if you're right. You are right, because it's the tallest. Well done. It's 240 to the McQuaids and 260 to the West. There's really nothing in it. We carry on. Memory test for you now. We're going to look at a famous Edouard Manet picture for 15 seconds. I'll then ask you 4 questions about it on the buzzer. So if you're ready, have a look at this. This Manet is called Lunch in the Studio. Very much like here. It was painted in 1868. And there it goes, off into the ether. Question 1, what was the lady carrying? McQuaid's.
A jug.
It was a jug or a coffee pot. Let's have a look. There we go. Question 2, what sort of seafood was on the table? McQuaid's.
A fish.
It was not a fish. West's.
Was it a lobster?
It wasn't a lobster. Let's see what it was. It was oysters. Question 3, was the boy wearing a blue shirt, a white shirt or a striped shirt? West's.
A blue one.
He wasn't. McQuaid's. Chance for... Yep.
Striped one.
A striped one. Are you right, Jonathan? You're right. It was a striped shirt. And finally, in the background was a Ficus elastica, I can tell you. By what name is the plant more commonly known? McQuaid's.
I think I guess and say a spider plant.
It's not a spider plant, Wes. Your chance for a bit of horticulture. Have a go, quickly.
Not a clue.
No, not a clue. No. It's a rubber plant. Do you want to see? I didn't know that Manet painted rubber plants, but there it is. OK, well, the score's at 280 to the McQuaids, 260 to the West. A question for the mother and youngest child only. How many slices of bread are needed to make 17 half sandwiches? McQuaids.
17.
You're absolutely right. Well done. Tricky one, that. Mystery year question now. I'm going to give you a series of clues to a year, and today it's in the 1980s. Wait until you've heard all the clues before you try and guess. This song was the hit of the year. That was Ride on Time. Satellite TV dishes would have set you back £199. And the Berlin Wall came down. This year was 1980 what? McQuaid's.
So I guess 85.
It's not 85. Over to you, Wests.
9.
1989 is bang on. Well done. Right. Now, in this question, the question mark represents one word that can fit both clues on either side. So on the buzzer, what's the answer to the first one? Quick 5 points. Nope, it's gin. A gin trap and a glass of gin. So let's see how you do on the second one. Here we go. Cooking method and young fish. Fry. One more time to try and vindicate yourselves. Here we go. McQuaid's.
Acute.
Let's see if you're right. It is acute. Well done. Now, then, which of these metals is the odd one out? Tin, silver, steel or lead? Wests.
Steel.
Why is that?
It's not a natural one, is it?
It's an alloy of iron and carbon. Well done, the rest are found naturally. In a recent police check of 300 cars on the motorway, 21 of them had no MOT. 21 out of 300. What's this in percentage terms? McQuaid's.
7%.
It is indeed. Well done. Listen to this list and tell me which of the 7 deadly sins is missing. Pride, covetousness, anger, envy, gluttony, sloth. Named after which animal? Wests.
It's the wallabies.
It is. The pear-like fruit of the guava tree has what colour skin? Guava. It's yellow. What's the number plate on a postman Pat's van? McQuaid's.
Part 1.
It is. Which Italian city has an airport called Marco Polo? It's Venice. When is St Nicholas's Day? Wests.
December the 25th.
No, it's not. Lose 10 points. December the 6th. What was Sellafield originally called? Windscale. What star sign is Prince Charles? He's a Scorpio. In the Roald Dahl book, what do the letters BFG stand for? Wests.
Big friendly giant.
They do. Which beetle was sacred to the Egyptians?
A
Wests.
scarab.
It was. Children garden is a literal translation of which German word? Wests.
Kindergarten.
It is. What does the camel store in its hump? Wests.
Water.
No, it's fat. Lose 10 points. In American football, how many points are scored for a touchdown? McQuaid's.
3.
No, it's 6. Lose 10. In the cartoon series, how many Ninja Turtles were there? McQuaid's.
3.
No, there were 4. Lose 10. In which South American country was the Panama hat first made? 1 minute left. Ecuador. Which cake is usually made in pink and yellow squares and covered with marzipan? McQuaid's.
Battenberg.
It is. In the swimming medley relay race, what's always the first stroke? West's.
Crawl.
No, it's backstroke. Lose 10. What is the red-haired rugrat called? West.
Chucky.
It is. Which number follows pop group MN? McQuaid's.
8.
It does. Tina Turner was in which Mad Max film? McQuaid's.
3 Beyond the Thunderdome.
That's right. What kind of dog is Lassie? McQuaid's.
Border Collie.
It's a collie, not a border collie, I'll give you that. Which foodstuff was used for the blood in the film Psycho's famous shower scene? Chocolate sauce. Which South American country is named after an Italian city? Venezuela. Who was Starsky and Hutch's jive-taking flamboyant informant? Jive-talking.
Huggy Bear.
Huggy Bear. Which Oxfordshire town is famed both for its cross and a spiced currant mince pie like cake? West's.
Banbury.
It is. Which famous, I've started so I'll finish, famous statue is found on Liberty Island?
The Statue
West
of Liberty.
Statue of Liberty is right. Bit like Magnus Magnuson there, getting at the end. The end of the contest. The Wests have scored 425, the McQuaids 515. Well done you. That's the end of today's game. What a stunner. Congratulations to the McQuaids. Commiserations to the Wests, who did incredibly well. We see the McQuaids again in our second round. We'll see you, I hope, next time. Till then, ta-da.
General knowledge and a sharp memory also required tomorrow on BBC1. Pass the Buck is at midday. But next this afternoon on BBC2, a brand new series of The Simpsons.